Activists in the VTubing scene have gone completely masked off. How does anyone justify this behavior?
Lamau, you did not watch Nyara's video because all they said in their video was that we should educate kids about trans issues and unrelated subjects in school. Shit really ain't that deep, bro.
All they said is that we should educate kids about trans issues. It's not that deep. Jesus Christ, dude. Stay away from kids.
This guy will never leave you alone, will he? I guess he won't cause its free engagement for his account.
Genuinely considering blocking after this. I can deal with the daily obsession with me, but this post just revealed they might be a legitimate danger.
Do it, pussy. Won't change the fact that I'll still be making videos debunking your stupid ass whenever something real dumb comes out of it.
The fact that this is what you took away from this is alarming. Nobody is afraid of you shouting at a brick wall over a random YouTuber's opinion. People are concerned that your attitude about this subject presents you as a danger to children.
For someone who doesn't like people watering down the term pedo when talking about lollicons, you sure seem to be doing the exact same thing here.
Over 1 month later.
Mental illness.
How long has Foodshops been going at you? From an Air ACE 1918 video.
Not surprised by this. I have also heard some really disturbing allegations about this person that goes beyond fictional content. Biting my tongue until I see more substantial proof about those claims.
Bullshit, you're a fucking hypocrite. The fuck did you say? You preach all this
Don't water down pedophilia
shit, and meanwhile the only ones who gotta play by the rules are us.
Another month, another video clowning on Twink Says Desu. Funny enough though, this video won't really have much to do with Gamergate 2 and Rev's usual grifter antics, but instead will be focused on a feud he had with a smaller YouTuber who made a set of videos about him and Asmongold. So yeah, let's get right into it.
So over the past 5 days, they've released 4 different videos about me and Asmongold, targeting us for all kinds of crazy reasons. It's their content nuke. And normally I don't react to smaller channels because I believe they just want the attention, but in circumstances like this I do feel comfortable reacting because I don't believe the extra set of eyeballs on their channel will benefit them in any sort of a tangible way because their opinions are just that bad.
Keep that in mind, their opinions are just that bad, because this will be an important theme throughout this video.
Video number 1 in this series. Asmongold is unironically bad faith. And of course, in order to prove that, they make an entire video in bad faith. And you can see the like-dislike ratio, it's not great. 20 likes, 200 dislikes. And this is, a video that neither I or Asmongold have reacted to yet, so this is just the market reacting. This is the video out in the wild. It's all natural right now, and it's still doing that badly.
Dude, you're claiming that this person is arguing in bad faith, yet you're measuring the validity of their arguments based off the like to dislike ratio, which isn't a viable metric to begin with. Wanna know why? Because the viewer retention metric also exists. If your retention rate ranges anywhere between 1 to 2 minutes on a 10-minute plus video and your dislike ratio is abnormally high, then chances are the people leaving these dislikes are haters of your content or massive simps of whoever the hell you're criticizing. Shit like this happens to me all the time whenever I make videos criticizing you, Rev, because what people like to do is click on a video, leave a dislike, and if they're feeling particularly spicy, leave an angry comment before fucking off. Not even 2 minutes into your shitty video and you're already proving Foodshop to be right by making a bad faith argument to counter her quote-unquote bad faith arguments. And I'm sorry, but if you're the type of person to measure the validity of someone's argument based off a like to dislike ratio, then you're a fucking moron and a sheep with zero critical thinking skills.
And with this, there's a lot to break down, but again, for brevity's sake, let's just see a small portion of this video where essentially they're criticizing me and Asmongold for talking about various issues like USA ID, as well as Gamergate and things like that. So
talk, walk, and behave. Yeah, they tell you everything to do. These are the people that want to tone police you. They want to tell you what words you can and can't say.
For the record, these are the same exact people who cry all the time about black people and women appearing in their video games. The same goofballs who cried about a black samurai in an Assassin's Creed video game. Regardless, here we see another way that implications are veiled through layers of irony and purposeful vagueness.
Okay, so they're basically saying that me and Asmongold are freaking out over Yasuke. We hate Yasuke because he's a black man in a video game, which is not the truth whatsoever. People are not criticizing Yasuke is a character in Ubisoft's implementation of this character because he's simply a black man. They're doing it because Ubisoft, through their own actions, have made a very dishonest portrayal of this historical figure while also claiming they are historically accurate and they respect Japanese culture. Meanwhile, they're claiming he's a samurai when that is a very highly contested claim, and their only real source for that seems to be Thomas Lockley, who wrote a 400-page fan fiction about Yasuke with no empirical evidence that has been absolutely dragged by other Japanese historians. So yes, people have a problem with Yasuke as a character in this game, not because he's black, but because of the way that Ubisoft has implemented this character. And you can see.
But what does that have to do with anything?
No, he's got a point.
You know what, Rev? I'll agree with you on this one. Because yes, Thomas Lockley is a hack who was LARPing as a Japanese historian. That and the fact that the marketing for AC Shadow has been nothing but a clown show ever since it was announced. So where's the problem, you might ask? Well, the problem is that the video Rev is reacting to barely had anything to do with AC Shadows and was more a direct criticism about Asmongold and to some extent Rev himself. But you wouldn't know that unless you had watched the full video. What Rev is basically doing is cherry picking a bunch of out of context clips to make what Foodshops is saying sound worse than it actually is, which is a common tactic used by grifters and bad faith actors. He knows that his audience won't watch the full video and he's banking on that. But according to Rev Says Shitsu here, Foodshops is the one who is arguing in bad faith. Let that sink in.
But that's kind of how they started off my video. This is the second video in the saga here. Apparently, he also sucked.
Yes, Rev, you do suck. In the sense that you do so much mouth service for Asmongold that I'm genuinely surprised that you haven't dislocated your jaw yet and are still able to make these shitty yapping sessions. But given that your audience tends to have an IQ below 2, let me put it in a way that they actually understand.
But this is how they describe my content, and then I'll explain kind of what happened in this video.
Correctly. This ultimately brings us to Rev Says Desu. Rev is a commentary channel that often covers gamer news. However, if you look at all of his videos, you can clearly see they have a slant to them. His commentary oftentimes appeal hard to the anti-woke crowd.
Right.
We need to go into this analysis knowing that this is what works best for their channel.
Okay, so this is the classic argument people make. They basically say if your videos get views, you must be doing this in a very inorganic way, that you're grifting or you're doing something like that. I make these videos because I care about these topics. It's not just to get clicks. If I wanted clicks, there's other topics I could talk about that don't come with daily death threats and unhinged people constantly complaining about you. Okay? I talk about these things knowing some of the backlash I might get because I enjoy these topics, especially when it involves gaming.
Hey Rev, this you?
And if you're like me, you understand that as you get older, it gets increasingly hard to carve out time to play games. And that is at a casual level, not at a world-class level like Elon Musk has been claiming to be doing so.
You ain't beating the grifter allegations anytime soon, bud. Especially not with inconsistent statements like these. The whole point about caring about certain topics regarding media is to, you know, actually engage with the damn media you're talking about. At this point, we really gotta start demanding influencers who cover gaming-related news to see how many hours they spend playing video games a week. Which I know sounds like the most elitist shit ever, but with the amount of bad faith actors and political activists plaguing the gaming scene, I think it's only natural that we should bring back gaming elitism to some extent. And when I say political activists, I also mean people like Rev, Asmongold, Grums, etc. You know the type. So yeah, show me your gamer card, bitch.
Now, we also see what she's reacting to here, and she spends the entirety of this video reacting to a video I uploaded back in December, where it's titled, "I criticize the gaming industry, now YouTube is silencing me." So what happened in that video is I was reacting to a situation where a previous video got age restricted, right? And I thought it was very unfair, and I made a video about it because that's what YouTubers do. When you have issues with YouTube, you make a tweet about it, and then you make a YouTube video about it, and that solves the problem typically. In that video, after I released it, within 1 hour, the age restriction was removed. Now, in that video, I talked about an observation I made about the gaming industry where a lot of companies want to make these promotions centering around Christmas related themes, but they never say any sort of dialogue along with it that says Merry Christmas. They always use Happy Holidays, and I think that's just like a PC approach to things. It's not meant to be a super deep topic, and you can disagree with it, that's fine, but I'm just raising that for context because the video was age restricted as a result. And in this video, Foodshops claims that like I'm trying to morally grandstand here and have this performative outrage where I'm saying I'm being persecuted because of my beliefs and these topics involving Christmas and all this stuff, when I only brought up the topic for context to explain why it's so frustrating that I got an age restriction for sexual content. So that topic I covered was completely benign, but then I get hit with an age restriction and then that appeal rejected within 5 minutes for sexual content including nudity, which obviously didn't happen.
For fuck's sake, dude, you literally showed a tweet from Pirate Nation with some very suggestive imagery in it. Anyone who does YouTube and isn't a disingenuous asshat would have told you that's the reason you got age restricted. Victim Complex 101, and again, arguing in bad faith by leaving a bunch of important details out of the picture. Now, do I think it's dumb you got age restricted over something like this? Yeah. Absolutely, but that's just how YouTube works, and making a video lying about why you got age restricted is some next level bitch boy behavior.
But then we get the third installment of this saga. Asmongold messed up big time. It's over. Now I can't even like criticize this too much. This is definitely a title and thumbnail I would make, so I can't say too much about that.
Holy shit, Rev. Is that self-awareness I hear coming out of your mouth? So tell me, where the fuck was this energy when Daniel Volver was calling you out over something similar, Lamau? Did you really think I had forgotten about that one?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
This video is talking about USAID, and Asmongold's reacting to a decoy voice video. And let's just begin by hearing her description of Asmongold, especially when it pertains to his increasing shift towards political commentary.
He totally has the freedom to explore politics on his stream, but if a very large streamer does cover it, I expect a bit more out of them. And so, where there is politics, there is Asmongold falling off.
You heard it here, folks. Asmongold is falling off. He is fallen off, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I don't know about you, but like looking at the Asmongold TV channel, like, I don't know, uploaded 18 hours ago, 1.3 million views. Every video at least getting hundreds of thousands of views, some hovering around 1 million, in many cases breaking 1 million, 1.6 million in 2 days. And then you got the clip channel, same thing with this, 900K in 9 hours, 900K in 22 hours, so on and so forth. Like, he's also just statistically speaking, the biggest political commentator on Twitch right now. So he's falling off. That's such a disingenuous explanation of what he's doing.
Oh my god, dude, again with the cherry picking and out of context clips. Roll the footage.
Sifting through Asmongold videos to find his actual opinions is like trying to find a good Rev Says Desu slot video that doesn't make you feel as though you just wasted your time. You can only say, yup, there it is, true, there you go, and based so many times as padding dialogue for video reactions, but at least back in the day he gave me takes I could actually agree with. He totally has the freedom to explore politics on his stream, but if a very large streamer does cover it, I expect a bit more out of them. And so, where there is politics, there is Asmongold falling off.
It's almost like when she says falling off, she means his asinine takes and the fact that he doesn't do his research. Kind of like you, Rev. Now, could Foodshops have worded things better to get her point across? Absolutely. And she acknowledged this in one of her recent streams, reacting to both you and Asmongold's asinine reactions. But hey, keep digging your own grave, dude, because you're doing one hell of a good job at proving her right that you are in fact bad faith. It's easy content for me and just gives me more ammunition to use against you.
So in this video, they're doing tricks on USAID. I cannot believe anyone defends USAID this hard. So As Asmongold claims, and I agree with in many regards, the reason people don't feel bad about USAID falling apart is because the overwhelming majority of their foreign campaigns were an absolute waste of money. You know, DEI musicals over in another country, or paying for transgender comic books in South America. Like, these things are ridiculous.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
And Foodshops here tries to use an appeal to emotion, saying, well, one of those programs that's going to get slashed is cleaning up bombs in Cambodia. And Asmongold's reaction is pretty much like, I don't want to pay for the sins of other generations. I wasn't even born within 20 years of the Vietnam War. Why am I responsible for anything going on here? Like, why would I pay my taxpayer dollars? Now, an armchair therapist on Twitter will probably diagnose you a psychopath for having that opinion, but that's the opinion I think most people in the world have. They don't want to be paying for foreign things going on that happened generations before them. I think that's a very human thing to do.
And to that I say...
The answer is yes and no.
To some extent, I think that nations who invaded other countries in the past should be held accountable to a certain degree when it comes to restitution efforts. And that's not just for the US, but for any other country who chooses to wage war onto another. Period. And asking the US to come clean up its shit over a war it started is perfectly within reason, if not the bare bone minimum. How would you like it if Canada or Mexico started a war with you guys and left a bunch of mines and explosives on your territories long after said war was over? Geopolitics are complicated, and I'm not going to pretend to be any sort of expert on the subject.
But, like I said, they pretty much just complain. The rest of the video here.
Again, cherry picking clips because you don't want to have an actual debate and just want to paint this person in the most negative light possible for your moronic viewers. Next!
And then we get to the good stuff. The biggest problem with Asmongold fans, it's your fault. Asmongold fans, you hear me? It's your fault. So this thumbnail is wild. White people weaponizing Japanese people, I guess. That's rich. Well, let's see what they have to say here. So let's get right into the video.
My Asmongold and RevSays Desu vids got a lot of attention from a bunch of haters. Don't want my videos to do well? Find them. Click off right now. I'm telling the truth. If you want to learn how you're helping me out, sit down, my little crispy chicken nick.
Oh. Alright then. Spicy intro. Clearly they're very upset about the dislike ratio on all these videos, and I guess that makes sense. They thought they had a little home run.
Rev be like,
nigga, did I just catch you having fun?
The common truth is that people who comment and like on a video will count as good engagement. But what if I told you bad feedback and rage bait also counts as good engagement?
I mean, like, sort of, right? Like, I know I've spoken on this many times, and I also know Asmongold's spoken on this many times. Like, yeah, I thank the people overall for making hate threads about people like me on Twitter or Reddit, because they're just helping boost the engagement of my channel. But that works for people like me and Asmongold because we already have a baked-in, settled, established audience to begin with who already agrees with a lot of what we do, or at least enjoys our content. And then there's also these people who are coming from hate threads and things like that who are never going to watch you in the first place. But also there are some reasonable people who come across those threads, they check out the content for themselves, and they go, wait a minute, this person's not as unreasonable as these wackadoos on Reddit are making them out to be. I'm gonna stick around.
The amount of irony in this statement really is on a next level. How the fuck do you think I discovered Foodshops' channel, Rev? It's because of you, dumbass. And the fact that I'm even making a video covering this subject means I had to watch both your video and Foodshops. And if Foodshops was a wackadoo, as you claim she is, and was 100% in the wrong, I wouldn't be making a video covering this, now would I?
But with smaller channels like this, it doesn't work that way, okay? The people have that phrase, there's no such thing as bad publicity. I think there is, okay? Like, these videos, the like-dislike ratio on this is like the Snow White live action trailer. Like, most people are coming here, they don't like what they see. You know, the reasonable people don't like what they see. It's not helping you out in the way that you think it is. That's why I feel comfortable reacting to this video, because getting a 90% dislike ratio on a video is not growing your channel or making your reputation out there a very good one. I mean, this is a first impressions type game here. A lot of people see one thing or one video about you and they make their mind up about you on the spot.
Dude, shut the fuck up. I've already debunked this stupid argument about the like to dislike ratio and how it's not a viable metric. Next!
Every dislike, every angry comment, and every single angry
That's us on the hamster wheel right now. We're being
only
played.
Serves to make my videos get more attention. Engaging with my videos only makes my videos show up more on your feed.
What is this, like, anime villain monologue here? Like, relax, completely mind broken over a couple of videos getting some dislikes on them. Jeez, relax.
God, he's a bigger buzzkill than Buzz Killington.
You guys are really not beating the retard allegations. The best way to reduce the attention my videos get and to completely hinder me is to hover your cursor over my video and not click on it. By doing this, you're lowering my click-through rate. Impressions are the times a viewer sees my video on the side or in the search results. However, clicking on the video increases my click-through rate and makes that particular impression valuable.
Why are they so mad? Oh my god. You know, I think they're being like a little overly dramatic in this video, but that doesn't really work again because in the other videos they were dead serious.
You don't say. You don't say. You don't say!
Bro finally used his 2 brain cells and realized that she was being over dramatic. But hey, better late than never, I guess.
So I don't understand, and I think they got themselves into this situation by being the perpetual contrarian. You know these people, right? Who they find someone they don't like, and their belief system becomes everything that's the opposite of that person they don't like, even if it's completely unreasonable and stupid. And I think that's how they're treating people like me and people like Asmongold, where it's like, literally, every single opinion they have, they want to have the opposite of that opinion, no matter how difficult it is to support that contrarian point of view.
No, Rev. Not everyone who criticizes your asinine takes are contrarians who just want to disagree with everything you say. Some people like myself and Foodshops have valid issues with you and Asmongold, and you branding all your critics as haters or contrarians is a telling sign that you don't respond well to criticism. Take me for example. I agree with you that Thomas Lockley is a fraud LARPing as a Japanese historian, and every now and then you will say something that I agree with because either it's not completely idiotic or a bold-faced lie. The reason why videos like mine in Foodshops exist is because of clowns like you and Asmon who either lie or don't do their research for clicks and views.
So really, thank you for that. I think you guys may have gotten me out of my shadow ban state. So I do appreciate the Asmongold fans as a kind reward.
What about the Red fans, man?
Oh god, the ego on this man. Kill me, please. Anyways, I'm just gonna cut it here since the rest of Rev's video is just him yapping about AC shadows and the like to dislike ratio on the Japanese trailer. Then some painfully unfunny jabs aimed at Foodshops. As per usual, links to my light novel series will be in the description, and the link to my audio preview will be in the end card. With that said, later.